Okay, now we have to add a one button in front of this contact named with the admin dashboard. So I will open my navbar. So this is components folder. Inside I have one navbar, and in front of this contact we need one button. So I will use here button tag, and inside this button we will use admin dashboard test. Okay, we will apply some classes here. Class name property, background will be primary, text will be white like this, px will be 6 and py will be 2, cursor will be pointer like this. Okay, if we visit now our browser, so here you will see a admin dashboard button. You can see here this is our button. We need to just round this, so I will use your class rounded full. This is rounded full, so it is looking perfect. After this we need here one on click. When user click on this on click, it will open admin dashboard. For that we will use navigate. You can see here navigate and path of admin /admin. Okay, if I click on this admin button, so you can see we are on the admin. You can see here admin path. So we need to create this admin dashboard for. So I will just copy this button and paste it inside the mobile menu also, so user can see it on mobile menu. So here is our contact, and like this. Here I will use px will be 4 like this. Okay, this is done. If I click on this admin, so we need to create for admin pages. Let me create here a new folder named with the admin. I will create a new folder in pages folder admin, and here we will use some admin pages. So first of all we need to create here admin login .jsx, and here we will create form for admin login. For that we will just copy the code of our login. I will copy this login.js code and I will paste it in admin login.jsx. okay, like this. So we need to change this login to admin login like this, and I will also change this button this function name above. Here we will use admin login. So we are importing this assets from our assets. So now we are in inner directory, so for that we will use here like this. Okay, and also like here we will use double dot then forward slash. Okay, now it is perfect because we are now in admin folder. Inside this we have this admin login. That's why we need to update our import. Okay, this is done. We just need to update these two assets and app context. It is done. Here we need some text which is okay, admin login is, we will change it to admin login like this. Background image will be same and email and password will be same. We don't need this p tag because admin can only login, don't need to sign up. Okay, this is done. If I now open like this, okay, this will work, but because we did not have created any route for that, that's why I'm getting nothing. So we will open our app.jsx. You can see here this is app.jsx. I will use here one comment admin routes. Okay, here I will use comment so that you can understand easily. I will use your route tag like this. It will be opening and closing tag like this, and here we will use path, and path will be /admin like this. Okay, this will be our path for admin. You can see here this is done, admin path. Okay, after this we just need element, so I will use here element property, and here we will use like this. Sorry, I will just, okay, first we need to do something here, and it is, I will use admin state in my app context. Here I am already using user state. I'm going to show you. You can see here we have user. For admin we want like this, one more state. Here it will be admin, and it will be set admin. So these two states we need to pass in our value object so that we can access in our all pages. So I am going to paste here. So here you can see I have pasted these admin and set admin. Now we need this admin in our app.js. For that I will just use const admin like this, and use context. You can see here use context, and inside use we will use app context. Okay, now we need to check here if admin is available, then we need to show any page, otherwise we will redirect admin to the login page. But before that we need to create here admin pages. So we will create all admin pages. So I will create this admin folder and create a new folder, and this, sorry, create a new file, not a folder. Here we will create new file, and admin will, and first of all our page will be admin layout, admin layout dot gss like this, and we will use refce. This is, after that admin can add category, so we will add category page, add category dot jsx. We will use refce add category, and we will use all categories here. So in this we will show all categories dot jsx refce like this. After that admin can add product, so we will use add product dot jsx like this. We will use refce also here, and we will create one more page for all products dot jsx refce, and one more, and it will be orders, where admin can see all the orders and change their status, orders dot jsx like this. Okay, this is done. Admin login is already created here. You can see here admin login. Okay, we will create one more page, will be dashboard.jsx. Now we will use refce. Okay, we have created all pages for our admin. I will just close all these pages, close, save, and will create routes for these pages. I will open app.jsx, and inside this you can see here element. Inside this element we need to check first if admin is login, then we will show here admin layout. You can see here we will show admin layout like this, else we will show admin login. I hope you have got this point. I am going to explain this again. Here we are just using admin path admin. If admin is login, then we will show this admin layout page, else we will show admin login. You can see here we have admin from our app context, means our store, and if the value of this admin will be true, then we will show this admin layout, else we will show this admin login. Okay, I hope you have got my point. And inside this routes, okay, inside, sorry, we will use here route, not routes, like this. Okay, this is done. This is for admin, and inside this we will use one route tag, and this will be just self closing route, and here we will use index. Okay, here we will use index, and element will be dashboard. So we want when admin login, first of all he can see the dashboard. So for that we will use here dashboard. If admin is login, we will again check. If admin is login, then we will use here dashboard like this, dashboard, else we will show here admin login like this. Okay, sorry, like this. Okay, we just need to import here admin layout, admin login and dashboard pages. For that I will just import admin login, then we will use admin layout, all categories, all products, orders and add product. I am importing all these pages. Okay, so what we will do, this is done. You can see here our this route is done. For admin dashboard I will just copy this, and here we don't need this index, we need here path, and path will be add category like this. Okay, this will be our path, and here instead of dashboard we will use add category page like this. We have already imported this add category, so okay, we have not imported yet. I will just duplicate this, and you can see here add category is imported. Okay, add category is done. We just need now, I will just duplicate this add category route, and this will be our add product like this. And here we will use, if admin is login, then we will show add product, add products. It should be add products, not add product. You can see here. Okay, add product, sorry, this is add product. Okay, I will again duplicate this, and here we will show all category, or we can see this categories like this, and here we will show all category like this. This is our page. Then I will again duplicate this, and here we will show products. This is our products, and here we will show all products, sorry, all products like this. After all products we will show one more for orders. So here we will write orders. This will be our path, and here we will use orders. Okay, this is done. Okay, now we have created our all routes for admin. First of all, when admin click on admin login, it will redirect it to the login page if admin is already not logged in. Then these are other routes. I am just going to check this. Here you can see here we have not logged in, so that's why here I am showing, I mean admin is not login, that why there is showing admin login. When admin will be login, then this will be not showing. We will show a dashboard page. I'm going to customize this login page. Let me do, there is admin login, and instead of here set user we will use set admin, because here we need to set admin true. Email and password will be correct, and here we will use set admin true, and we just need to import here toast. So we will import here toast. Okay, toast is already imported, I think so. Okay, you can see here toast is already imported, and admin is everything else. Okay, we will redirect it to the /admin page right after login. Okay, this is done. When we will login, I am going to login with the any dummy email. If I click on this login, so you can see here admin is logged in, and you can see admin layout. So we need to create this admin login page. For that we will, I will close this. I am going to also close this, and I will open admin login, admin layout, sorry, where is our admin layout? This is admin layout page. Okay, this is done. So I am going to open my admin layout. This is admin layout, and here we will use some classes. I will use here some classes. So our class will be, we will use class name property, you can see here, and flex height will be screen. I will use here flex, and height will be screen. Height will be screen like this, and success bg gray 100, bg of gray like this. Okay, this is done. Now we need a button for mobile. For that I will just use here some states. Okay, we need here first const admin, set admin from our store, set admin, and navigate like this. We will use context here, use context, then we will use app context. So here we will use app context. This is our app context. Okay, this is done. This is done. We will use here location also, const location like this, and we will use here use location. This is our this we will import this from React route to DOM. You can see here we have imported this use location from this from React route to DOM. Okay, this is done. After that we just need here sidebar state, because we are going to use here sidebar. For that I will use const sidebar set sidebar. Okay, sidebar open, set sidebar open like this, and we will use here use state, and by default it will be false like this. This is our sidebar, sorry, set sidebar like this. Sidebar and set sidebar open, by default it will be false. Okay, now here we need to define some menu items, means some links. For that we will just create one array of object const menu items like this, menu items, and it will be array, and inside this array we will use object. So we will first use path. Our path will be /admin. Okay, like this, and we will use here comma, sorry, instead of this equal sign we will use colon like this, and after that we will use here name, and name will be dashboard. Our this menu item name will be dashboard. After dashboard we will use here icon. So icon will be imported from Lucid React. Okay, so we will use here layout like this, layout dashboard. You can see here this is from Lucid React. I will click this and it will be imported. You can see here layout dashboard from Lucid React. Okay, this is done, and we will use exact property, exact like that, and it will be true. It means it will just, when we click on admin, it will just open this dashboard. Okay, this is first object. We need just duplicate this like this, and our new path will be /admin /add category like this, and will be here add category. Text will be add category like this, and icon will be here plus icon will be imported from Lucid React. So I will, sorry, it will be plus. So you can see here plus icon, and we don't need this exact property, and I will also remove exact from below objects like this. We just need exact in our first admin path. Okay, this is done for our category, and now we need product. For that we will use here /admin /add product, and here we will use add product like this, and icon will be package. Package will be imported from Lucid React. Okay, this is done. After that we need here all categories. So we will use here admin, then all category, admin /all category, or we can see categories like this, and it will be all categories like this, and it here we will use grade 3x3, grade 3x3, sorry, grade 3x3. This is the icon for grid. Okay, this is done. I will just duplicate this, and here we will use admin products and all products. We are just creating here menu links, please don't confuse. Okay, this will be same, icon will be same, and here we will use admin /orders like this, and it will be orders, and here we will use, instead of layout, we will use shopping cart. Shopping cart will be imported from Lucid React. Okay, these are the menu items we need to use. I have also here added the path which we have created in our app.js. You can see here all the path I have provided here, and these are the name of our menu items, and here we are using the icons. Okay, this is done. Now we just need one more function, and it will check that our which menu is active currently. So I will use const is active like this, and it will accept path parameter like path, and exact will be false like this. Okay, I hope you have got the point. Okay, then we will use here arrow function like this, and inside this arrow we will use if exact true, means if exact, then we will use here return location dot path name is equal to path name, location dot path name is equal to path. Okay, this is for exact. If our exact is false, then we just will we just need to active our admin, which is our dashboard. Okay, I hope you have got this point. After that, if below this, if we will return location dot path name is equal to location dot path name is equal to path. Okay, I hope you have got the point like this. Okay, this is done. Now below this function we just one more function for logout, and it will just log out the user, sorry admin, const logout, you can understand it. And here we will just set admin will be false and navigate to home page, and we will use toast notification. So toast will be imported from React hot toast, and we will use here logout successfully. Okay, this is our JS code. We have done everything here. We now just need here in our JSX. So this is our first div, which is parent div, and I will use a comment below this like this, mobile menu button. Okay, it will open the mobile menu. For that we will use here a div like this, and inside this we will use button tag button. So here we will use class name property, and it will be on LG, it will be hidden. You can see here why we are using, because we are just showing this on medium and mobile devices. So on large screen it will be hidden, and it will be fixed, sorry, it will be fixed like this, and it will be top 4. Okay, and left will be also 4 like this, left, not a lefty, this is left, and we will use here z index of 50. So this is the classes of our div, and here we will use menu, here we will use icons. So here if check sidebar open like this, if sidebar is open, then we will use here like X icon from our Lucid React like this. Okay, and this is size, we will define here size, and size will be 24 like this. Okay, and I will just close this like this, and here we will use else menu. So this will be our menu from Lucid React, and here also we will use size of 24. So like this. I hope you have got the point. Inside this button, instead of any text, we use here icons. If sidebar will be open, then we will use here cross icon, else we will use here menu icon, and we just need some classes on this button tag. So I will apply classes. Padding will be 2 rounded on MD, rounded on MD. Background will be white like this, and on hover BG will be gray 50, on hover BG gray of 50 like this, and transition colors like this. So these are some classes of our button for mobile menu. Okay, beside this, sorry, if I check this, you can see here, but we need here, you can see here on medium devices we have this button, you can see here. Okay, but on large screen we don't see this button, because on LG we have hidden this. Okay, below this div I am going to use here one comment, and it will be sidebar like this, and just use a div here, and we will use here some classes. So classes will be dynamic. For that I will use here, I will copy and explain to you. So here we use class name property, and here we applied dynamic class curly bracket. Then after that we will use here backticks, fixed inside y0, left 0, z index of 40, width of 64, background white, shadow xl, transform transition transform, duration of 300, ease and out, and on large it will be translate x0 lg static and lg inside 0. If sidebar is open, then translate x0, else translate x4. Okay, these are the classes of our this first paradigm of sidebar. Inside this we will just take one more div like this. We will just take one div and it will be flex will be column and height full. So we will use class name property and we will use flex call and height full. It will give me suggestion, so I am going to accept this. Okay, this is done, and here we will use here, I am going to use here comment so that you don't confuse. We will use div, and inside this div we will use h1 tag, and here we will use admin panel like this. We can use here our also logo, but admin panel is okay. So here apply some classes on this div. Class name property, flex items will be center like this, and justify will be center. Justify will be also center. Height of 16 we will give, px will be 4 like this, and bg will be primary like this. Text will be white. This is done, and inside this div we are using admin panel. If I open this, you can see here admin panel text. This is looking very nice. Okay, below this div we will use here nav bar. So I will use here one more comment, navigation, and here we will use tag which is nav, our built-in semantic tag of HTML, and use a class name property. Class name property flex 1, we will use flex 1. Px will be 4, px will be 4 and py will be 6 like this. Space y will be 2, space y will be 2 like this. Space y will be 2 and overflow y will be auto. Overflow y will be auto like this. Inside this navbar we just map our menu item we have created earlier. You can see here we have this menu items, so it's time to map these menu items. Just map your menu items dot map. Sorry, here we will use one item. Let me see what is the issue here. Okay, it will be menu items. So menu items, and we will use here index. Okay, we will use here index like this. After that we will use here arrow and small brackets. Okay, this is done. Like here we are now use okay, we will just do one thing here. Instead of curly bracket after this arrow we will use here small bracket. Instead of small bracket we will use here curly bracket, and this will be const icon. We will here use const icon like this. Const icon will be item dot icon like this. Okay, it will represent the icon of each item. Then here we will use const active like this. Active is equal to is active. We will use call here our function item dot path. We will use here item dot path like this, and item dot exact. Okay, here we have call our is active function which we have created earlier. Okay, after that we just need a return here like this, and we will use small brackets like this. Below this we will use link tag which will be imported from React router DOM. Here you can see this, and like this, close it. And here we will use two property. Okay, first of all we use here key, and key will be item dot key will be our index, and 2 will be item dot path, because here we want to redirect the user this path. So here the property of link will be item dot path. And one more thing, here we will use on click, when user will click on each menu. So here we will use set bar false. So like this, set sidebar will be false, set sidebar like this will be false. So this is done, and below this we will use definitely a class name property. So I am going to copy and paste and to explain you. So here on this link tag we have used this class name property, and here we have used curly bracket because we are using here dynamic classes, and this is backticks, not a quote. Okay, flex items will be center, px will be 4, py will be 3, text small, font medium, rounded on large, transition all, and duration of 200. Then here we are using dynamic class. If active, then we will use here these classes, which is background blue 100, text primary, border right 4, and border primary. If this is not active, then we will use these classes, text gray on hover bg gray 100, and on hover text gray 900. Okay, this is done. After that we just need inside this link tag our icon, like this icon, and size will be 20 like this, and I will close this like this. So this is our close, and I will use a class name, and it will be margin right 3. It will take margin from right 3, and below this we will use item.name like this. Okay, if I open my browser now, so here you can see this is very beautiful icons and text. If I click on this category, you can see here our path is changing, add category, and this is becoming active. If I click on add product, you can see here add product. If I click on all categories, you can see here categories. If I click all products, you can see products, and if I click this orders, you can see orders. Let me check the path here. It is products. Okay, categories and products. So if I click on products, so you can see, okay, this is done. Okay, now it is done. Below this nav bar, you can see here, I will close this app. Below this nav bar, here our nav bar is closing. Below this nav bar we will use here footer. So I am going to use here footer like this, and I will just take a one div, and inside this div we will use one more div. Okay, first I will handle this parent div. So we will use class name property and padding of 4 like this. Border will be top like this, and border gray of 200 like this. Inside this div, here we will use flex. Items will be center, and text will be, sorry, class name property flex. Items will be center like this, and we will use here text sm, means text will be our small, and text gray of 500, text gray of 500 like this. And inside this div we need to create one more div. You can see this is our third div, and here also we will use class name property like this. We will use here width and height. So we will use width of 8, height of 8 like this, sorry, width and height of 8. Background will be gray of 300 like this. Rounded will be full, rounded will be, sorry, rounded will be full, and margin top 3, sorry, margin right 3. This is done, and here we need one more div, and inside this we just need text. So here we will use div, and here we will use one div. Inside this div we will use admin user, and copy, just duplicate this div, and here you will use admin, sorry, admin example.com. This will be our email for admin, and just to apply some classes here. Class name property, font will be medium like this, and text gray of 900, gray of 800 will be fine. Okay, like this. If I open my browser, so here you can see we have here this, let me just check. Here we have small issue, I think so. This is our Below this nav we have padding of 4, border top and border gray 200. Then flex items will be center, text sm and gray of 500. Then width 8, height 8, background will be 300 rounded full. And here we are using this, so I will use a class name flex. If I use a flex, then okay, admin user, no, we don't need here class name. Okay, so just you can see here admin user and admin@example.com. okay, this is okay for now. If you can skip this footer. Okay, I am leaving it like this. So this is done, and now it's time for our mobile overview. Okay, for that we just need a below this I will use here one comment below this footer tag. So this is our footer. Below this footer I will use like this, and below this I will use here this comment. Before our last div we will use this, because this is the sidebar. This includes everything sidebar. You can see here sidebar. If I close this sidebar, you can see this is our sidebar, and this will be our mobile overlay. And here I will check if sidebar is open. If sidebar is open, then we will use and operator like this, and here we will use one div like this, and here we will use class name property inside this div. This will be class name, and here you will use fixed like this. Inside will be 0, the index of 30, and background will be, here we will use background opacity 50. Okay, background black like this, background opacity will be 50 like this. Fixed inside 0, and background will be black, sorry, like this. Okay, it is done, and here we will just use on click. I am going to apply here on click like this, and it will be when sidebar menu is clicked, that will be close. Okay, this is done. Now it is done, and below this we will use main content. Below this we will use a heading of main content, and main content will be there. This is the main content. Here we will render main content. For that we just need a top bar. First I will create one div, and I will apply some classes on this div. So this will be our class name. You can see here flex1, flex will be called overflow hidden, and on large margin left will be 0. Okay, and here we will use top bar. I will comment here top bar, and below this we will use here header tag. This is a semantic tag. Okay, and here we will use classes. So here I will use class name property like this. Background will be white, shadow sm, border bottom, border gray of 200, on large padding left will be 0, padding left will be 16. Okay, this is for classes for our header. Inside this we will just take one div, and inside this we will use h2 tag, and here we just check if menu items we will use your menu items dot find. We will use here dot find method like this, and inside this we will take one item like this, and we will check is active like this. If is active, then item dot path like this, and we will also use item dot exact like this. So this we need to apply classes for this div, which is below this header. So I will use here some classes. You just need to apply here these classes. Flex items will be center, justify between, and px will be 6, py will be 4. Okay, this is done, and we just need some classes for h2 here. So text will be 2xl, font will be semi bold. Text will be 2xl, font will be semi bold like this, and text gray of 800. Text gray of 800. This is done. Okay, if I open, you will see here just login me again. So okay, let me inspect this in console. Here we have some issue, and issue is objects are not valid as React child. Okay, let me see this. Okay, sorry, we have some problem here. We just need here question mark, then we will use here dot name, because we don't use here menu item dot name. That's why this that it is giving error. And else if this is not, if we cannot find this, then we will show here admin panel like this. Okay, if I open again, login and open something, you can see here this is our dashboard text, and this is coming from here. We are using here h2 tag, and our dashboard text is okay. This is top bar from top, this is header. Okay, below this h2 tag we will just take one more button, sorry, one more div. This is div, and inside this we will use class name hidden, like it will be hidden, and mediums on medium devices it will be flex like this, and items will be center space x4, space x will be 4 like that. Inside this we will just take one more div and apply some classes on this div also. So just apply here classes like this, and inside this we will just take p tag, and here we will use logout text. So I will apply some classes on this also, and we need to call here on click also, which we have created above function. So these are the classes for logout p tag. Cursor pointer on hover, underline, text will be red, text lg, and font semi-bold. Here we will use on click event on click, and here we will just reference the logout, and this logout is already created. So here we create logout, you can see we have created this logout to apply on this p tag. Okay, I hope this is, you can understand this. Just open, you can see here we have logout button and dashboard, beautiful. So after this header tag we just need one main. So this is our header like this. So apply here a main tag, which is our semantic tag again, and here we will use some classes, class name property, and use flex will be 1, overflow x will be hidden, overflow y will be auto, and background gray bg gray. Okay, we don't need bg gray because we already have bg gray padding of 6. This is done, and here we just need one div. Inside this we will use outlet, which will be imported from React router DOM. You can see here this is outlet, it will import it, and it will render all the other pages which is clicked. Okay, I am going to explain you, don't worry. This is the class name, and here we will use maximum width of x7xl and mx auto. Okay, this outlet is used because when we click on this add category, this the text of this page will be appear here. Okay, you can see here this is because of using this outlet, and it will be imported from our React router DOM. Okay, this is done. Now we just need to create our this dashboard, because our admin layout is done. Now we need our dashboard. So for that we just open our dashboard. I will just close this and open this dashboard. So for dashboard we just need to create here some data. So const data, like, sorry, I will use like the data this. So data, and it will be an array of object. So I am going to paste here some dummy data. We will use here our actual data from our dashboard, from our backend, when we will create our backend. So you can see here we have data array of object. This is the first object. Here we will use total products and value of this total product. Then we will use icon. So this package will be imported from Lucid React, and here you can see title of total customer, then value. Then we will also import this user from Lucid React. You need to import this. I am importing. Okay, then we will use total orders, then value, and we will use here like this, import this, and this is the title, and this is the actual value, and here we will use icon. So I will import this icon. So our icon is imported. You can see $sign, package, shopping cart, and users icon. These are imported. And below this in JSX, this is our first div, and here I will use space x6. So I will use here class name property space x6, sorry, space y6, space y will be 6. I will just remove one dash here. Okay, this is done, and inside this we will use one div. In div we will use h1 tag, and here we will use dashboard overview text. This will be like this, sorry, dashboard overview. And here we need to apply some classes on this h1. So I will just apply here classes. You can see text to Excel, font bold, text gray 900, and margin bottom 2. Okay, this is done. Below this div, this is our div. Below this div we will just use card. So I will use here text simple card, because we are using a very simple card, and these are dummy. And I will use here div tag and apply some classes. Here I will use some classes. So our classes will be grade call 1, and on medium devices grade call will be 2, and large devices grade call will be 4, and gap will be 6, and margin bottom of 8. Inside this just map the data dot map like this, and we will take one item here and index like this. Okay, here we will just use, instead of this we will use curly brackets, and here we will use const icon like this, and it will be item dot icon, and below this we will use return like this, and here we will use one div tag. This is our div tag, and we will use here key property, and it will be index. Key property will be index, and we will use class name, and class name will be background will be white like this. Rounded will be LG, and border, this is the border, and border graph 200, border graph 200 like this, padding of 6. This is done. And below this means inside this div we will just take one more div like this and apply some classes on this. So this is our child div. Here we need these classes: flex, item center, space x3, and we will use here icon like this. We will use here size of 24, and we will use class name property text gray of 500, text gray of 500 like this. Below this icon we will use one more div, and inside this div we will use a p tag, and here we will just use item dot title and just duplicate this. Sorry, we will use here h3 tag. Instead of p tag we need here h3 tag, and there will be item dot value. So here we need some simple classes on p tag and h3 tag. So I will use here like this. These are the classes of p tag: text small, text gray 600, and for h3 we will use classes also. So these are the classes for h3: text to Excel, font bold, and text gray of 9. Okay, this is done. If I open my dashboard now, so I will log in again. So here you can see dashboard overview text, then total products, total customer, total orders, and total revenue. Okay, this is done. Now we need to create this add category page. You can see here we need add category page, but before this add category we will show this all categories here. You can see here we need to show all categories. We will first show all categories, then we will show all products, and then we will work on this. So I will open all categories page. I will just close this, and I will open all categories. This is all categories page, and here I will use categories from our store. Const categories data like this, from use context, then app context. You can see here we have categories data. If I open my app context, and here we have categories data, you can see here. So we are using this categories data here. Okay, I hope you have got this point. And we just need here to paste the our we will paste here our this my cart, you can see here cart.jsx, and this is the table. So we just need this table. I will just copy this div, or I can use here this my orders, you can see here my orders. So I will copy this table my orders, because we need this table. No, we need to copy table this wish list table, you can see here wish list table. So we will copy this, because here we are using actions, and inside action we are using this X icon, cross icon. So that's why we don't need to again this. I just copy this and I will paste here all categories like this. I will just do this, and here I will map this categories data instead of favorite like this. Okay, and here we will use category, just category have just one image, so I will use item dot image. Okay, then category name, then category don't have this price. I will just first remove this plus icon, and I will import this X icon. Okay, and I will again, this will be all categories like this. Okay, this is done. So you can see here we have categories. If I open my app, and here you can see categories data in assets. Sorry, I will open assets and assets.js. Here we will see this is my categories data. Here we have category name, category image, and category. So just we have two, category name and image. So I will use here category name. So here we will use category name. Here we will use category name, and here we will use category image. So first will be image, and then we will use here name, and it will be actions. Action will be same, and here we will use just call 3, because here we have 3 headings of the table. So here also we will use grid call 3. Okay, item dot image, then this p tag will be control X I will use, and I will remove this p tag, and instead of this use this item dot name. And here you can see we are using remove from favorite. Instead of remove from favorite, we will call here our API later. First, for now I am going to import this, and I will use here just like this. Okay, this is done. If I open my categories now, so if I click on all categories, so you can see here category image and category name, and here you can see here we have button. When admin will click this on click button, then this category will be deleted, but we will delete this category when we will create our backend. So I need to give gap between them, you can see here. Okay, for that I will use just here you can see this is the div. I will use margin top of 4 like this. Now you can see here a gap. Okay, this is done. I will just copy this whole. Okay, I will just copy this whole all category code, and I will paste it in all products. I will just delete this and paste all category text, and it will be all products. And I need to replace this all products with the this function name. All instead of all categories we will use all products, and here we will use all products data, not all products data just. And here we will use like this products data, and we need to show first product image. So here we will use item dot images, because product have multiple images, so we will use first index images. And I will just copy this name and will paste below this image like this. Okay, this is done. So okay, it is done. If I open my all products page like this, and here you can see all category, we will change this to all products like this. Here you can see instead of image we will use here product. product, and we don't need this name. Here you can see product image and name, product image and name. And if I open my demo website, this is our demo website, and if I log in here admin, I will use a dummy admin, and if I click on all products, so you can see here we have product, then product name, like this. So I will also do the same. This is the product and product name. For that, what we'll do, I will copy this again, I will cut this and paste here. Okay, now it is looking same, exactly like this. So you can see here product and product name, and here you can see we have 7 headings. For that, what we will do, we will just change this call 3 to call 7, and here also we use call 3 to call 7. I will just copy and save this, and you can see here we have this. Okay, so what we need here, product name and category and price. So we will use here item.category and item.price and item.offer price. So for now I will duplicate this div. You can see it will be item.category. It will show the item.category, and here we need currency icon. So we will import here currency, and I will use here currency like this. I will use here currency and inside curly brackets like this, item.price. It will be item.price, and I will just duplicate this, and it will be item.offer price. Offer price. Okay, just to visit our browser, and here you can see this is okay. We need this heading category, and it will be price, and here we will use offer price. Okay, this is offer price. This is done. If I now visit, you can see product image, then product name, category of product, price, offer price, and action button. Here we use weight also, so here we will use weight. I will just duplicate this, and here we will use weight, and here we will use weight. I will duplicate this offer price and remove currency from here. We will use item.wgt weight. So here weight is visible. So this is also done. Our products page is also done. So admin can delete product from here. This is done. Now we need this orders. So we have already done orders. For that we will use just orders. Here you can see my orders here. Okay, this is my orders. I will just duplicate all this like this. I will duplicate and I will paste it in orders here, and I will change this my order to just orders like this, and here also will be orders, because we are now in admin folder, and inside admin we have in order folder. That's why we will use here double dot then forward slash, and also here we will use double dot and forward slash. Okay, and currency is also here. My orders is there. Okay, so it will use, instead of this we will use all orders like this date, like this is done. Okay, let me open this orders. You can see here my orders. Just I will use again. Here you can see, if I click on orders, you can see here my orders. So I will change this to, I forgot to save. I will save this, and you can see here all orders. Okay, date, amount, payment method, and status. So we need status in select box, so admin can change the status of this order. Okay, for now what we will do, we will just change this to you can see here we have like this. Okay, we don't like this. I will use here select box like this, and we will here use name property, and name will be status like this. I will remove this ID and use here class name property. So we will use class name property like this. What we have done here, background will be 50, border gray, then text gray, text SM rounded. Then if I do like this, you can see here focus ring blue 500, then focus border blue 500, block width will be full, padding of 2.5. This is done, and inside this select box, we will use options. So we will use option, and first of all it will be processing. So I will use here processing like this, and here also use processing. This is processing, and just duplicate and it will be shipped like this, and below this we will use one more which is delivered like this and cancelled. Okay, these are the select box. Okay, for that we will also create one state variable to change this, but we will create later when we will create our backend. If now I visit, you can see here status, so admin can change the status of any order. So this is done. I hope you have got this point. So this is done. Now we just need two things, add category and add product. So let's first create this page, add category, then we will create add product. So let's create this add category. So for that I will just close all these and open add category. You can see here. Okay, so here we need to create in our app.js. we are already using, we don't use loading, we will use loading state here, so that we can show loading when our category is creating. I will just use here loading state, duplicate this, and we will use loading, then set loading like this. Okay, and by default it will be false. This is done. I will just copy these two states, login and set login, state and state variable, and pass inside our value object. Okay, this is done now. Okay, it is now done. I will just open my category page, and here we will use some state variable, okay, to handle the category. Okay, so category will have image and name. I will use const form data like this, and set form data. Inside this we will use name property like this, and image, and it will be null like this. Okay, this is done. Now what we need one more variable for file, to handle the file. We will use const file comma set file like this, and here we will use state, it will be null. Use state is null. You can see here I have imported use state. You should also import this, and here I will also create one more state variable to show the preview of the states. You can see here preview of preview of file, and we will use here on change. You can now understand how we use on change. You can see here handle change set form. This is, we are using here separate operator, then e.target name, then e.target value. This handle change will be referenced on this name input field. Okay, after that we use here handle submit function. We will create one more function which is handle submit, and here you can see we are just taking an event, and we will use even e.prevent default. It will prevent the page to reload when we submit the form. And here we are this console, then navigate to all categories. We don't have all categories, we just have categories. After successful creating the category, we will redirect the admin to the all categories page. So here we will use toast, so toast will be imported. Just import this toast is imported, you can see here. Okay, after that we just need on change for file like this. You can see here we have function handle file change, and in this we have just take one event. We are taking an variable selected file e.target file of 0 index, and if selected file is available, then we will use set file state to set the selected file, and here we will use set form data. It means selected file will be set to the image field, which is this field. Okay, this is done, and here we are just using the preview. If selected file is available, then we will use preview of that file. Okay, this is done now. Just and we need here one more thing from our store. We will use your const loading and navigate like this, and we will use here one more thing which is set loading like this, and it will be from our store. So we will use context like this, then app context app context here. Okay, this is done. So we have imported these things, and we will use here upload icon, import upload from Lucid React. So we will use here upload icon from Lucid React. After that we just need here our JSX. We will use here class name property, and py will be 12 like this, and inside this we will use just a form tag like this, and we don't need this action. We will just use on submit, and on submit we will reference the handle submit function, which is this function head and submit. Okay, and here we will use class name property like this, and maximum width will be MD and width will be full. Maximum width will be MD and width will be full like this. Flex will be called flex will be column, and we will give gap of 5 like this. Okay, form classes is done. Now we just need one here conditional statement. If preview is available, you can see here, if preview is available, then we will use this image tag. Sorry, image tag in src we will use preview. In src we will use preview, and this preview is this state variable. Okay, this we will show here preview, and we will use here alt property, and I'll keep it empty and use here class name. So width will be 1/2. Width will be 1/2 like this. Okay, this is done. Below this we will use just a div. We will use here div, and here we will use a label tag like this, and this will be for category name, and it will be like this, category name like this. And below this we will just take one input field for category name like this, and we will use here placeholder. First we will use name, and name will be name, and value will be like this, form data.name, and on change will be handle change. Okay, and we need here required property, because this will be required like this, and we will use here placeholder also. Placeholder will be in category name, and we use here some classes. So I will just copy and paste the classes to prevent our time. So here width full, px, py, border color rounded, focus, and focus, again focus, and focus border transparent. Okay, this is done. Below this div we just need one more div like this, and here we will use label. So on this label we need some classes. I will also apply some classes on this label tag, and same classes will be applied to below. Here we will use a label like this, and label will be category image. This label will be category image like this. Okay, below this label we will use input tag, input, and we will use here type will be file like this. This is the type, and we will use your class name, and it will be hidden because we will hide this. We don't want to show this, and we will use your on change. So here we will use handle file change. This function is already created above, and it will be required like this. Okay, this is done, and now we use here upload area, so admin can upload images from that icon or upload area. So for that we will use here a comment. I am going to do a comment here like this, and I will use here label tag. This is label tag, and inside this we will use classes. So I will use here class name property, and we will use here these classes. Flex will be called item center, justify will be center, width will be full, height will be 32, border of 2, border dashed, border gray 300, rounded LG, cursor pointer on hover background will be secondary, focus will be outline, and on focus ring will be 2, and on focus ring secondary transition. Okay, this is done. Now below this we will use upload icon. We will use upload icon, which is imported from Lucid React, and we will use their class name. Width will be 8, height will be 8, like this. Text gray 500, text gray 500, and margin bottom of 2. Okay, below this we will use a span tag. This is the span tag, and here we will use class name. This is the span tag, and below this we just a file. We will use a file, and if file is available then we will use file.name, else we will use a click to upload the file. If file is available we will use file.name, like this. Sorry, it will be like this. So it is done. Below this we have one button. This is the button, and here we will use conditional running. Definitely if there is a loading, if it is loading then we will use loading warning, else we will use add category text, and we will apply class name here, like this. Background will be primary, text will be white, ps will be 8, and py will be 3 cursor pointer. Okay, this is done for add category. If I open this add category like this, so you can see here okay, let me check. Here we have some issue, I think so. This is our div, and this is the class block test. Then we have input type will be file, and id will be file upload. So we will use here id like this, file upload, and it will be required. So custom area label will be file upload. Here just we need this. Okay, now if I check this, so here now you can see user can select image. Okay, this is done. File upload, and on upload area we have these classes. You can see here width 8, height will be 8, and on span text gray 600, text sm, and button. Okay, this is done. If I select an image from here, like I'm selecting this, so you can see here category, so image, and here if I fruits, I am going to write here category fruits like this. Now if I open my console, and if I click on this add category text, so you can see category added successfully, and here we have this. You can see here name of the file and image. Okay, this is done. This is all for category. Okay, our category is perfectly okay. Now we need this add product, so we need this add product. I will just close this, and this is add product. And for add product we will use here navigate and const navigate, and here we use categories data, because we will map these categories to add a product. Use context like this, and we will use app context. Like this. Okay, this is done. Now we need some here state variable to store our product. I will just copy and paste. You can see here these are the state variable, form data and set form data. Product will have name, price, offer price, small description, long description, weight, category and images. Okay, this is done. And here we will use one preview state, because admin can add images of up to 4 of one product. For that we will use here previews and set previews. 4 images will be there, admin can upload. For first image will be null, second, third, and by default it will be null. And here we will use on change handler for these input fields. Okay, here we will use like this handle change. This is the same, we have already done it already many times. And here we will use one handle file change. I am going to paste here and explain you. You can see here we have function handle file change, and inside this we have take event and index. So here we are selecting the files, const file of first index. If file is available, then here we have take just one variable, and we use spread operator dot images. We just update the form data with this selected file and updated images index. Okay, if we select a second file, so in form data second file will be selected. So here we will use here we are using update here we are updating the previews. You can see here previews. Here we are spreading the preview and updated preview index url dot create object url. Okay, I hope you have got this. Then set form data, this is the separate operator, and in images we will update the images. This is the updated images, and set previews will be updated previews. Okay, this is done, and we will just create one submit handler like this. Okay, here we will use admin slash all products instead of all. We have just products. I will use this, and product added successfully. We will import toast. So toast will be imported from React hot toast. So this is done for product, and we will use upload again. Upload from React, Lucid React. Okay, this is done. We now just need JSX. For that we will use class name on our first in div. Here we will use class name like this, and inside we will use form tag. Okay, we will remove this action, and we will use on submit and class property. Just remove this, and you can see here we have on submit, and on submit we have reference the handle submit. And here we will use maximum width of 2xl. Width will be full, flex will be column, gap of 5. And inside this form we will just take one div for name. This is so simple, that's why I am just copying, and I will explain to you. So here you can see first we have div for our name, and here we have just div, and inside this div we have product name. You can see here product name, and on this label we have block, text extension, font will be medium, text gray 700, and margin bottom of 2. Okay, this is for label. And for input field we have this type text name. This name is this name like this. And in value you can see here form data dot name, because this is for name. And here you have on change, this is handle change, and it is required. And this is the classes of our input field, which is width full, px will be 3, py will be 2, border. And these are the classes we have already used, but I am also explaining you already. Okay, border gray 300, and rounded MD, focus outline none, focus ring 2, focus ring secondary, focus border transparent, and placeholder will be enter your name. This is first div, and I will just duplicate, I will just copy paste other divs, because these all divs have same classes. Just we need to change this name, value, and just we need to change name and value. Below this div I will just paste this. Here you can see this is for price and offer price. Here is one div grid call 2 and gap of 5. Inside this div we are just taking again this above div. You can see here same class name for label, and input type will be number, name will be price, this, and these are the same. These classes are same, and this is duplicated div of this above div. You can see here offer price, type number, offer price here. Okay, this is very simple. I will just copy small description, and below this div I will copy this. You can see here same classes for this label and same classes for input field, you can see here. Okay, just changing the name and value. Okay, after this we will use a long description, and it will be a select text area below this div, like this. Here we will use long description, these classes same, and I will remove this. Here you can see name long description, value long description, and unchanged will be same, and classes will be same. Okay, here instead of input we will use text area. Okay, this is done, and we just now need one for weight. Okay, weight and category. Just to copy, below this we will use weight and category. Here you can see we have weight and category, so this is the div wrapper of inside inner divs. So grade call 2 and gap of 5, this is the same classes for label, and here is type text, name, weight, value change, these classes same. And here you can see we have category, label, and we are mapping here, these are same, but inside options we are mapping categories data from our dummy assets, because an admin need to select one category of the product to add a product in database. So that's why here we are using categories data.map. We are just taking one category, and key will be category.id, value will be category.id, and name will be category.name. Okay, this is done. If I open this and show you, so you can see if I click on add product. Okay, we need to check what is the issue. Here the issue is that use state is not defined, so we will just import use state from React in like this. Okay, so again I will open add product. This is add product. So here you can send product name, price, offer price, description, long description, and this is the weight, and this is the categories of the product, so admin can select any category. Okay, this is done. Now what we need to do, we need just images. So to select images, what we will do, we will here create I will just comment here below this we will do a comment here like this, and here I will use a div tag, and inside this div I will use label. So our label, this is our label, classes are same. You can see here we have same classes, just label product images up to 4. Okay, below this we will use one div, below this label we will use one div, and here we will use grade call 4 class name, like this. Class name property grade calls 4, and inside this div we will use like this curly brackets, then array. Okay, and here we will use from 0 to 3 like this, because index start from 0. We will upload 4 images. For that we will use here .map like this. Okay, and inside this we will use just index like this. I hope you have got this point. We will just take an index and here like this. Okay, here we need to take one div like this, and we will apply here key property, which is index. This is done, key property is done, and inside this div we need one input field. This is the input field, and type will be file like this, and here we will use id like this, and id will be dynamic, so we will use curly brackets and backticks, and here we will use file upload hyphen like this, file upload hyphen like this, $, then index like this. Okay, this is file upload and index, type will be file like this, type will be file. Oh sorry, already we have did this, type will be file. Okay, it will accept all types of image, so we will use it accept images like this, and we will use class name, and this will be hidden like this, and lastly we will use on change, and this on change we will call our header file change. You can see here we are passing two parameters, and on this we are just, you can see, taking two parameters. So this is done, and below this we just need one label. Okay, we will use here label. Okay, label, and inside this label, but before this, inside we will use here HTML for inside here file upload index, and which is this ID. Here we are providing same, and we will use your class name. On this label we need to pass some classes. You can see here flex will be column, item center, justify center, width will be full, height 32, border 2, border dashed, border gray 300, rounded LG, cursor pointer, and this is the hover classes. Okay, inside this label you can see here we will use previews. If previews is previews, this is previews, and we will use here array and use index like this. If previews is available like this, okay, if preview is available we will use image tag like this, and here we will use src, and we will use previews index, previews index. Okay, this is previews index, and here we will use class name. So we width will be width not, we will be height will be full, object will be contain instead of cover. Okay, this is the alt, you can skip this. Okay, and after that I don't this alt like this, and just provide a simple text, and we will use images. Okay, this is the alt, and if it is done, so we will use this image tag like this, and if image is not available here we will use here this fragment, and inside this fragment we will use upload icon, like this, and here we will use class name, width will be 6, height will be 6, text gray 400 like this, margin bottom of 1, and width and height will be 6. Okay, this is done, and we will use span tag here. Below this we will use span tag. You can see here text gray 500, text extra small, upload image, then index +1. Okay, this is done, and below this curly bracket we are closing this label, and below this label we just need form data dot images, form data dot images like this, and we will use here index, and if this is available then we will use here like this, and we will use p tag we will use p tag, and inside this we will use form data dot images dot name, form data dot images index and name. Just use some classes here, just use here some classes like this, and we will use here one button. So below this div we will use one button. This is the button. So you can see here we have button add product. If there is a loading, I will use here loading also. I will use loading. Okay, if there is loading, like this. Okay, this is the submit type will be submit, background primary, text white, px will be 8, py will be 3, rounded md, cursor pointer on hover bg primary 90, transition this. Okay, this is the or submit button. If I open this, and you can see here we have multiple image to store. If I select on this and store an image, you can see here I have this image. Okay, if I click on add product, so you can see here I can add here any product. I am going to select here 2 images. I can select up to 4 images, 2 images like this. If I inspect this on console, or open console, if I click on add product, so you can see product added, and there is all the detail of the product in console. It means we have done it correctly. So this was all about admin panel. We have completed our admin panel also. So you can see there it take much time to create this project. Please subscribe my YouTube channel and like this video. If I click on this log out, I will be redirected to the home page. So this is the project. We just need to push this project on GitHub, and it will be directed to Vercel, means it will be detected to the Vercel for live. For that I will just open my code. Here I have desktop. On desktop we have grocery, and in grocery we need to open terminal. So I will open my terminal, and I will just use git add dot, then git commit like this, and here we will use front end is completed like this. Just use git push command to push the code like this. Okay, this will push our project on the GitHub, and you can see this is pushed. Now if I open my Vercel account, it will be automatically detected by the Vercel, our GitHub repository. So this is our project. If I click on this grocery, so let me click on this. So this is clicked. Now if this is our domain, if I click on this domain, it will redirect to our domain. So here you can see this is our admin dashboard button, means our admin code is detected here. If I click on this, so let me input, you can see here this is our admin, and it is successfully deployed. Okay, if I click on this, you can see this is done. Okay, I hope you will like this project. If you like, please like my video and subscribe my YouTube channel. So let's build the backend of this project.